On this episode, Steve is taking a needed break. No, not his arm or even his leg. He's taking some time with his family. So we're bringing Andrew from Brussels, Belgium on this week as this week's guest host. And Andrew wants to talk to us about Belgium adult comics. No, not that kind of adult. Well, maybe a little. And we talk about an Ohio man who, for 46 days, gives up food for Lent. I wonder if that's why there were mysterious lights in the sky. Oh, wait, that was in California. And they were real. And they explained it. Welcome to the Don't Know Show, featuring What Happened to the World Today. I'm Scott from Delavan, Wisconsin.
And I'm Andrew from Brussels, Belgium.
And Steve is on vacation. How awesome is that? Steve doesn't ever get to go on vacation because he was like me. He works way too freaking much. But he actually is taking a week off because he needs some sanity in his life. So we're not going to say where he is because you don't want people going to his house and finding out that he didn't really go anywhere. He's actually at his house. But anywho's, so we're here to talk to you about things that we enjoy about our life and about what's going on around us. And as you remember from last week's show, we've been getting hammered by cold and snow. We now have over 40 inches of snow on the ground right now. And you can see the icicles have gotten even bigger on the front of my house. However, are you ready for this, folks? After the snow that we're going to get tomorrow, not tomorrow for you, but tomorrow from the day we're doing this show, we're expecting another 1 to 3 inches of snow. However, here's the good part. We're going to be above freezing for the first time in a long time for 4 straight days. And some of this might actually melt. Yay! And Andrew has got like 12 feet of snow. No, he doesn't. How much snow do you have?
No, nothing.
Nothing. Now, how much snow do you normally have by this time of the year?
Normally a lot, but it's been like 3 years that we don't have any snow that stay, We had 2 days, I think it was a month ago, something like that, and that's all.
Okay, because global warming does not exist, at least according to many people on the internet.
Indeed.
So
absolutely,
it's not the real reason why he has no snow. He has no snow because the government is controlling the weather now, as everybody from the QAnon people. No, we don't talk about that kind of stuff. We try to avoid politics. Technically, QAnon's not politics, but it kind of is. So we'll.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, indeed.
But we're going to do something a little bit different because of the fact that Steve and I have a rapport about our show, and we have about our show board so that we do stuff. Andrew does not have access to our show board, so we came up with this awesome idea. Andrew is aficionado of adult comic books, like porn. No, not porn.
No. Well, some of them are
pretty close to it. Yes.
I admit some of them are, but not. It's not
the term is some of them are a little risque.
Yes.
So what do you got for us tonight?
Okay. I have a collection of 300 comic books. And
300.
Yeah. And one of them is my favorite is Yokotsuno.
Le Trio, a little lower. Le Trio. No, you were good. Yeah.
Trio de l'étrange. Yes, Trio of the Stranger.
The threesome of a stranger.
The threesome of the stranger, yes.
Okay, so it is a porno.
Yeah. No, absolutely not.
She said a threesome with a stranger.
No. Yokotsuno is a Japanese electronician, okay?
Electrician.
And she met a alien people called, I forgot the name. Anyway, and they blue. Look.
Oh, blue people. So they're not Martians because Martians are green people.
Exactly. Okay. And Kanye is one of her best friends now. But that's the first album.
Okay.
And she met them and getting acquainted. That's it. It's very interesting, and she is very performant in her skills. So that's the one.
As an electrician.
Yeah.
Okay, does she use them for like super spy stuff, or does she just go to people's houses and fix their electricity?
Super
Super spy
spy.
stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so I noticed they were wearing like astronaut outfits. Does that mean that they're in outer space?
This one, yes. Well, they coming better and better from this one is the first album, so I didn't take all the album, of course not. So yeah.
Is it one of your favorite ones?
It was when I was young. I still like it, to be honest, but it was one of my favorite when was young. Yeah, that's
All
true.
right. If that's the first album, what's
Yeah.
the date on that album?
Oh my God, that's a good question. Where can I see that? Huh.
They're usually here in America. All comics have a published date.
It's
At least I'm pretty sure they do. I haven't had comics in a long time, but I know that that's kind of important because they're supposed to only be on the shelf for X amount of time, then they get replaced by the next version.
Excuse me, my eyes is not very good, so I'm trying to find out.
Okay, just for S and Gs.
Look, that's the kind of. Um,
Oh yeah, it's all in color and it's all looks really, really well done.
yeah,
Let me see the front cover again.
but the front cover is that.
Okay, pull it away closer to you a little bit. You're too close. Nope, wrong way. There you go. Stop. All right, let's see. Yeah, it's number 1. You're right. It looks like there should be a date there, but I don't see a date next to the number 1.
No.
What's in the inside cover?
I tried to find out, but
Okay.
I didn't see it. I think it's from 1980, something
Was it
like that.
YOKO?
Yoko.
YOKO.
Yeah, Yoko Tsuno.
Give me the letters. TSUNO.
Yes.
Okay. Number 1. Okay.
I think it's 1980 or something like that. So very old.
Wait a minute. Let's see if you could scroll. That series was launched in 1970.
Oh my God, that old? Jeez.
That's what it's showing.
All right, I believe you. I mean, didn't know it was that old.
Is the author Roger Leloup?
C'est ça. Yes.
Wow, he was born in 1933 in Walton Town, Verviers, where's Verviers?
Verviers, yeah, it's near Liège, one of the big town here.
Okay. Wow. Oh yeah, he's from Belgium. Duh.
Of course, yes.
Okay. See, Steve, I can find things when you're not here. Woohoo!
No.
All right, cool.
You've got also, of course, Tintin.
Tintin. What's a Tintin?
Tintin. You know, Steven Spielberg making movie over me.
He did?
Of course he did.
It's The Adventures of Tintin, right?
Yes.
The Adventures of Tintin. Publication date 1929 through 1976. That's another old one.
Yes, of course it is. That's Tintin in Congo, which unfortunately people think it's racist, and that's Tintin in Tibet.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at this. This is I would assume you know that these are worth some money.
Some money?
Your number 1, if that's an original number 1 and not copies.
Oh no, that's not the old. But I mean, my father was a very big fan of Tintin and all. He had all the things from the beginning.
Right.
But he was older than me, of course. So he
really?
had
You mean he wasn't time travel and he's not your your 3rd generation son?
No. He had a lot of Tintin. He was a big, huge fan of Tintin.
Okay.
Now, more recently, we have also Largo Winch.
Okay. What does that one do?
Okay, Largo Winch is a guy from Yugoslavia, I think, if I remember, because it's a long time I didn't read him. And he is a very powerful rich man, but
Okay.
he has a lot of
Like
enemies.
Batman?
Kind of.
Okay. Is he a hero?
Uh, well, he just defend his assessed, and there is a lot of adventures, etc., etc. There is like, ooh, wait a minute, 10, 12 albums for the moment, so they are very good. What else?
Now, what language are most of these written in?
But in French, yeah.
Okay. Because French is the official language of Belgium,
One of the official language, yes.
right?
We have three official language:
French, Dutch,
Dutch, well, Flemish actually,
Flemish, right?
and German.
Ah, Deutsch.
Yeah.
So Francais, Deutsch, and how do you say is it Flemish or is there another way to say it?
We say Flemish here. I mean, it's a dialect of Dutch.
Right.
My first language was Dutch, but when I was born. But anyway, that's another story.
Yes. But you didn't create it because you're not that old.
No.
So, okay, what else you got?
Okay, I've got also soda. That's very good.
Letters. Is it like letters to Satan? Is that what that says?
Yes.
Okay. So a letter A with some kind of weird dots in it means 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
The story of Soda is a guy who lives in New York, and he is.
Well, it's only fair. We write stuff about England here, so why can't they talk about New York from there, right? Okay.
Exactly. And he is a cop, but
Okay.
his mother doesn't know he's a cop.
Wait a minute. Oh, that's right. He's in New York. He's not in right. Okay.
In New York, and his mother doesn't know he's a cop, and he disguises himself as a priest.
Okay. That's I've seen some war movies where some of the people have done that, but I've never seen a cop do that.
Well, and he's a very good cop, but he doesn't want her mother to know that he's a cop because
she'll worry, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Or else she's a criminal, one or the other.
No, not at all. Not at all. But well, she's old and, a worried person, etc. Are you all right?
More or less. For those of you who haven't figured it out by now, with all the snow and me outside working in and stuff, I caught a cold. It's not the virus. I still have my taste buds. It's just a normal, everyday winter cold, and it's very annoying.
Exactly.
I hate having a runny nose, and I hate coughing. But now I can't go out to dinner tomorrow because you can't go in there and start coughing in a restaurant. People will go, ah! Yes, restaurants are actually open here.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, 30% seating.
Not here. But soda is very interesting. It's more modern. I mean, like 10, 15 years old now, and it's very interesting. Look, for instance, that's exactly what he is.
Okay, and he's got a Dirty Harry gun.
Indeed.
350s or 44 Magnum.
Yep.
Okay. What's the date on that book?
15 years ago, something like that.
Okay, so yeah, they stole Dirty Harry. I was gonna say that was too modern looking.
Now we have also more old, Thorgal. He's a Viking.
Ooh, Vikings are cool. Lift it up a little bit. Nope, that's towards the screen. Up, literally towards the ceiling. There you go. A little more, a little more. Okay. Oh, that's a nice helm.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
And Thorgal is a Viking, but lonely Viking. I mean, he tries to deal with the gods of, Valhalla, etc., etc. And there is like a lot of albums of him. I mean, I've got 20, and he is in love with Arika, who is just, of course, Vikings also, and he's trying to found a family, and but he is always molested by enemies.
Okay, that's usually what happens. That's
Yeah,
there has to be bad guys making life miserable for the good guy.
indeed. And now we have more special. Well, I've got others, but I couldn't get out of all of them. But like this one, Raphas. Do you
Okay,
see
I
them?
remember you showing that to me a long time ago.
Did I?
Yes, that's one of the ones that's a little bit more erotic.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's two, it's a brother sister vampires, and they doing naughty things.
Yes. Now, but aren't they supposed to be like good vampires? I know that's kind of like an oxymoron,
Yeah, exactly.
but they're good vampires that do naughty things, but they help people. Is that how it works?
Those one no.
No,
They're naughty, no.
they
It's
don't help
like
people. They eat people or suck their blood.
exactly. It's like, if you remember the movie Interview with a Vampire with Brad Pitt, I think. Yes, Brad Pitt
Sounds
and Tom
right.
Cruise. Um, Tom Cruise was horrible. Brad Pitt was cool. No, whatever. No, it
Okay.
was not Brad Pitt. Yeah, yes, it was Brad Pitt, I think. I forgot. And Kevin Bacon was in that movie also.
Okay. Interview with the Vampire is a 1994 film. Let's see. Directed by Neil Jordan,
Yeah.
Tom Cruise, and Brad Pitt.
Okay, I was correct then.
Yep. And it
And Kevin Bacon making the interview, I think.
okay. Yeah. All right. Cool.
And
Kirst-
Brad Pitt was also always in contradiction of his belief, and didn't like to hate and suck the blood of people. On the other hand,
okay.
Tom Cruise did well. Tom Cruise,
Oh yeah.
the character of Tom Cruise.
Antonio Banderas, Kristen
Oh
Slater,
yeah,
Kirsten
true.
Dunst.
I forgot that Antonio Banderas. That yeah, Kristen Dunst was there also, but she was very young. She was like 12 years old, something like that.
Right. All right. Interesting. So it's a comic version of something like Interview with a Vampire, but different. A little bit
Yes,
more naughty.
yes, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, my comics here is quite violent.
It's escape from reality unless you really live outside. Then you see some of it is real. All right. What
I've
else
got
you got?
I've got many things. I mean, I've got a series about Merlin, a series about oh, I've got a oh, that's very interesting. I have to show you. Hold on.
Okay. Now, for those of you who were wondering, yes, we are wearing pants for this show. And as you can see, Andrew that's his apartment in Belgium, in Brussels, I should say. Well, Brussels is in Belgium. So, all right, what does he got? All right.
Now I can hear you. This
That's right.
this
You wouldn't want to hear what I was saying while you were gone.
look, this watch. Do you recognize?
uh, dessert. Hey, that looks like Sean Connery.
Exactly.
Is it Sean Connery?
It is Sean Connery.
Okay.
It's a duo album, and it's a Western one. It's
Okay.
very, very good. It's about the building of the rail in the western of
Okay.
United
Is this
States.
another comic or is this an actual novel?
It's a comic.
Okay.
Look,
But one thing I noticed about these comics is it's a lot more sophisticated. These are not like American comics, are they?
absolutely not. Comics, American comics are small books, very small. Right.
These are all
Here-
hardcover.
Here we do exactly. We do a lot of. Well, let me open.
I would assume that you actually have comics like American comics, right?
I did, yes, I used to, but not all the time. I mean, I prefer mines.
Right.
You see?
But what I'm saying is in Belgium, they do sell regular comics.
Yes.
Okay. Now, are there such thing as Belgium superhero comics like we have here, our American superhero comics?
The Marvel ones, yes, we
Yes.
do. We have access to them too. Yes.
Okay, that's not the question. I know you have access to the Marvel universe. Are there any French or German superhero books like the Marvel universe there? You know what I'm
I
saying?
Yeah, but I don't think so.
So like we have Superman and Spider-Man and Batman and Iron Man and the Flash and the Arrow and all this stuff. Are there any specifically created in Belgium that are like these?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think so.
You would
Well,
think that
there was a guy in World War II called Hitler, but I don't think he's a
yeah, but he wasn't a comic and he
Yeah,
wasn't
exactly.
a hero. He was definitely the villain.
No, it's just a joke. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but yeah, it was just a joke. No, seriously, I don't remember.
I'm really surprised because it would seem to me, yes, the American publishing industry is humongous compared to most other countries because we're voracious readers of pulp in this country.
Yeah.
Now, you would think, since let's face it, if you were to go to Belgium right now, you would be able to listen at a dance club to music from the Americas, but there are Belgian musicians doing similar types of music in French.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We've got a, for instance, a band called Machiavel, and they doing well. They exist for like 40 years at least. So yeah.
Right. So that's why I'm thinking there's got to be some comics that are similar to our comics in Belgium, created in Belgium.
Probably yes.
But you don't buy them, so you don't know about them.
No, I had a friend. Unfortunately, he passed away. He was 32 years old, and he introduced me to the Marvel comics and manga and all those things. Because you don't forget about the mangas, right? From
Right.
Japan. And I discovered that with him. So it was interesting. Plus, the funny thing of the manga is you have to read it, backward. I mean, you have to change the way.
It's like it's Chinese.
No, you have to change the way to turn the pages. I mean, it's not from
Front
left
to back,
right.
it's back to front. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I just looked up Belgium comics, and apparently there's a whole list of Franco-Belgian comic series, like Achilles Talon, Obviously, I'm not pronouncing these right because I'm saying them the way they're spelled. Adler, Amaras, Agent 212, The
Oh yeah,
Adventures
that I know.
of Alex, Aria, Asterix, uh,
Area. Yes, I've got Area. She
Bakeland, the belly buttons. That's cool.
no, Area I have it.
Oh,
She is a warrior. Blonde warrior.
actually, you know what I'm going to do here? I'm going to share this. Okay. Can you see this on the screen now?
Ah yeah.
So I found this list. So
Asterix, of course, yes, naturally.
there are a lot of comics there that.
Absolutely. We enjoy it.
Ooh, J-Rom,
In
Force of Gold. Ooh.
yeah. We enjoy it between Belgium and France. We Natasha also, that's very good. She's a waitress in a plane, very sexy. So valuable. I showed you.
Ooh, I like the looks of this one. They
Techno Bear. I don't know that one.
Okay, doesn't say what it is, but still, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So I kind of figured there was. It's just, it's not your thing. You're more into the, I'm going to call them kind of like novellas, the ones that they have in Spanish countries. They're a little bit more sophisticated and they're usually hardcover.
Absolutely. There is one more I didn't mention. Is Black and Mortimer.
Ooh, The Adventures of Tintin is in here. 24 volumes, it says.
Exactly. They are very I mean you have to read a lot of them.
Yep, they're well known. 1929 and 1986 they were put out.
Yep. With the yellow mark. What was the guy again? Yeah, something like that. But yeah, Black and Mortimer, they are very well known. And I've got a few albums of them too.
Nice.
But not all of them. I mean,
so what's the other one you thought of?
Pardon me?
You said you thought of one other one that you forgot about. I thought you might have had on your shelf. I thought you were going to show me one more. No, it's okay. I just misunderstood because whenever I multitask, and this is what Steve always rags on me that I don't listen. It's not that I'm not listening. I just don't multitask as well because I'm a guy. I'm not a girl. And no, that's not sexist. Women multitask better. It's genetics. It has nothing to do with sexism. I can multitask on certain things. I can use my hands, and like when I used to make donuts, I could talk to people while I'm making donuts because I've been doing it forever. It's a piece of cake. But when I'm researching things, my brain automatically focuses on what I'm researching. I hear him talking. I heard you talking. I caught some of the words, but they didn't sink in properly. So that's
right.
Okay. All right. So you got anything else for us tonight before I go into our genuine positivity message?
Well, I can talk about this the Smurf.
Ooh, you know, what's a Smurf? Is it like our Smurfs, the purple guys or the blue guys? They're blue guys, right?
No, they're blue. They're blue. They're blue.
Okay. That poor girl Smurf has got to be the most exhausted Smurf in the whole wide world.
That's true. So that I have also a few. So I've got a lot of things, you know. I've got the small men, les petits hommes.
Lilliputians?
No, the small men. They are reduced to like very small.
Like Ant-Man?
Something like that, yes.
Okay. Because the Lilliputians were from Gulliver's Travels. They were the small people.
Yes.
But this is something different.
And they made a society and all, and it's very funny.
Oh. Wasn't there a movie, something like that, where little people were living in people's houses and their cabinets and stuff?
This was Dennis Quaid?
No, that's Inner Space. That was funny too.
True.
All right. Now I got to look this up. Small people. Let's make it tiny people.
Tiny people, yeah.
Tiny people in house movie. All right, let's see what that comes up with. It says the borrowers. There we are. A secret family of 4-inch tall people living inside the walls of a house must save their home from an evil real estate developer. I knew I saw something back then. 1997.
No? Oh no, I don't remember that one.
They were only 4 inches tall.
Well, that's very small, yeah.
That's very small. This is 4 inches.
Yeah, exactly.
So, all right. Cool. That's good. All right. I think it's time for a genuine positivity message.
Okay.
And because of Andrew talking about these adult comics, and we, again, are not talking about porn,
yeah,
I decided to write a comics positivity message. Most kids learn about comics thinking they're just a way to get some excitement, yet the morals learned last throughout your life. Positive message.
That's right.
All right. Now, the rest of the show is going to be mostly me, but we're going to keep Andrew here anyway because it's the show and there's always 2 people in here and he might talk about stuff. Actually, this first subject that I found will interest you. There's a guy in Ohio that for Lent decided to give up solid food. Okay, it's not such a bad thing, right? That's probably pretty healthy to well, not really, because he's going to end up having diarrhea for a while. But guess what he decided to drink since he wasn't eating food?
A beer?
Beer! Yes! He's going to have beer for 46 straight days. How do you like that? So I was thinking, if he was in Belgium, he wouldn't even make a dent in the list of Belgian beers because we talked about that the last time you were on the show.
Yeah, indeed.
There's like, what did we find out? There's like almost 2,000 different Belgian beers. So, but anyway, apparently this is his 3rd year of giving up solid foods for Lent, replacing it with a diet of black coffee, herbal tea, water, and a lot of beer. So the reason you go with the beer, and people probably don't know this about beer, but beer is made with grain and hops. So one of the things that I learned when I was in survival class, drinking alcohol is not normally a good way to warm you up, even though it makes you feel warm. It is actually thinning your blood and making you colder faster. But beer is actually like Gatorade and stuff like that. It has enough good stuff in it from being crafted to help you sustain yourself. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yes, absolutely. You're right.
So it actually kind of made sense because herbal tea is also good for you to a bit. And of course, black coffee is better than coffee with cream and sugar in it. Although, for those of you who know me, I think coffee is disgusting. I've tried so many different coffees growing up. When I was working 2 full-time shifts back to back, literally, I was working 2 8-hour shifts back to back. I used to drink almost a pot of coffee. And no matter what I did to it, it was just disgusting. And then a friend of mine showed me that the amount of caffeine in coffee versus the amount of caffeine, back then we had Jolt Cola. Jolt Cola had 3 times more caffeine in it than coffee. So I switched to Jolt Cola. Mountain Dew is also high in caffeine. So that worked also. And let's face it, it tasted a lot better than the coffee did. So that worked good for me. So, and I also found another thing. Ooh, I just almost locked up my computer. Do you ever get mysterious lights in the sky over by you?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? You get a lot of people saying that there's UFO sightings in Belgium?
Sometimes it happens.
Okay. Well, apparently, over California's Bay Area sky, there seemed to be a string of mysterious lights. And literally, if you look at the pictures, I'm not going to share this because this is one of those that'll get us in trouble if I share it. It literally looks like a fleet of aliens flying at us. It turns out this is something that we talked about on previous shows. These are the satellites from the SpaceX launch.
All right. Yeah.
Remember SpaceX went up there and dropped like a bazillion satellites up? I'm exaggerating.
Yeah.
But basically, that's what it ended up being.
Yeah, well, I saw a few, let's call UFO, but I am not certain it was it. And
it is because it's unidentified view. It does not necessarily mean it is an alien craft.
Absolutely. That's the meaning of it.
Yes. So people have to realize that if somebody tells you that they saw a UFO, they are not necessarily telling you that they have seen an alien spacecraft. They saw something that they cannot identify, plain and simple. Who could have been an alien spacecraft. I firmly believe that we are not alone and we are being visited slowly, but we're too stupid for them to make contact with us because we're violent and idiotic people down here. So,
my English grandpa, and my father, who was not English but Belgian, who was also a Euro controller, they saw a few times on the big screen, an object going very fast, and it was not a meteorite. It was not a meteorite. Okay?
Right.
So there was something there. Either a secret project of one of our governments,
yes,
or a real UFO. So,
and I could probably look it up again, but I haven't researched it enough to verify the authenticity of it yet, and I am not one to spout conspiracies. However, I do know as a fact that the government has declassified and released a ton of information about UFOs.
Yeah.
And from what I was reading, they don't talk about Area 51 or whatever much.
No.
They don't admit on any of these that they have actual aliens anywhere. However, some of these pictures that they released are not weather balloons.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's looking closer and closer. We just have to stop being so damn stupid on this planet so that these people or aliens, because they might not technically be people, that are keeping an eye on us, are waiting for us to become a little bit more logical to communicate with. I think,
indeed,
absolutely. And if we keep doing Zoom shows, not wearing pants, they're never going to, well, actually, they might think that's cool. And they might come down because they want to probe us. No, that's something different. So anyway, I don't know if you've noticed, but Goobers, my rabbit, has been jumping around like crazy around me. So I don't know if you're hearing it or not.
Yeah, I do.
He is enjoying the fact that I'm talking to somebody besides him.
Uh-huh.
Oh, did you hear about the South Korean hotel that the sauna is, you're allowed to be nude in the sauna, but they had windows? From the inside, they looked like mirrors. Apparently, they weren't mirrors; they were windows.
Yeah, right. No.
Yeah. So they have had to apologize to a whole bunch of people.
I can understand that,
because it was only the women's sauna that was visible through these windows.
Oh yeah, right. No, that's disgusting. That's pervert.
See, apparently during the day, nobody can see in. I know this because if you go outside your own house during the day and you try to, unless of course you stick your face right up to the windows and do this.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
If you stand as far as 3 feet away from the house, the reflection of the light that's outside on the glass will keep you from seeing in, unless the inside is really well lit. Or if there's windows straight across, then you can see through all the way. That's a whole nother story, okay?
Right.
But at nighttime, if you have ever driven down the street, or like in the summertime when I walk around the neighborhood, to get exercise outside, I have actually had to tell certain neighbors they need to close their window or their shades at night because I can see them naked. You know, you can see it if it's light inside and dark outside. It's like looking at a freaking TV set. You can see everything that's happening inside. And that's apparently what happened here. There's blinds that were supposed to come down at dusk when the mirrored effect didn't work. However, I'm gonna say it might have been accidental that wasn't happening, but I'm leaning towards the fact that somebody really wanted to look.
Well, we have here in Belgium a lot of hose hounds, right?
Yes.
And especially one of the streets here in center of Brussels. So and they're all there. They display themselves, like in Amsterdam and so on. Amsterdam is in Netherlands, of course, and it's a choice. I mean, they choose for that life, those girls or women, and but sometimes it's a bit pity and sad.
Right.
That's my opinion.
Yeah. Life just is not, it's complicated.
I've worked with my martial arts and self-defense. I've worked with holes to defend themselves. I mean, holes, I'm not telling that pejoratively, but they are what they are, right? And they are very sensitive women, and meanwhile, and I did teach them to defend themselves, and I heard a lot of very strange story about it. So
yes. So they're trying to figure out the best way to say this. I was taught by my parents differently than obviously some people have been taught how to treat women. So it baffles the hell out of me that there's a segment of the population that thinks it's fine and dandy to abuse women, and I just don't understand that.
Me neither.
So, but anyway, this is a positive show, so we don't want to.
Yes. Sorry.
Right.
We were just figuring out on a strange subject there, but yeah.
But anywho's, I have one last thing before we end the show, and it is, of course, our word of the week. And again, like the beer thing or my genuine positivity message, it's going to be about comics. So the word of the week is Brainiac. Brainiac. The most famous Brainiac is a cold-hearted, hyper-intelligent adversary of Superman who first appeared as an alien in DC Comics Action Comic number 242, The Super Duel in Space, in 1958. But after releasing his first adventure, DC Comics discovered that the name was already in use for a do-it-yourself computer kit. In deference to the kit, Brainiac was turned into a computer personality and became the Great Villain as a nickname for an expert or intellectual. And of course, that kit. The name has slipped into more general use in English by the early 1970s to mean anyone who is really, really smart. And it's all because of the comics. The word Brainiac. How cool is that?
Very, very cool. I don't know about it.
So I hope you all enjoyed visiting Andrew. Everybody say, Andrew. Well, nobody could hear you except me. So thanks for being on our show, Andrew, and taking the place
with great welcome, no problem. And if you still need me sometimes, I'm still available. All right.
Certainly. Now I have to go up here because I'm not used to saying Steve's part of anything. So Steve would say at this particular point, thank you for watching. And then I, of course, say, and if you feel our show is not a bad life decision, and then Steve would say, then please subscribe, like, and watch our other videos and channels. Live every day, and we'll see you on the next show. And then I say, of course, be genuine positive, live and love life, and have a good one.
Okay. No problem. See you, Scott.
Crazy, and you still amaze me.